right, and welcome back to Dice Heist. Today, we are going to step on into our Lore of the Lands number 4. And normally in Lore of the Lands, we take a little moment to give you guys a nice bit of backstory on the world in general, get that juicy lore that every normal home game has, and, you know, just give you that opportunity that we don't have in this kind of like fast-paced way we play. So for this one, though, there isn't going to be that giant lore dump. Instead, we're going to see little nuggets of the lore and what's going on in the world right now as the story takes fold with each of their little like individual stories today. But before we get into that, we're actually going to finish up one of the last things of last arc. And that was the meeting you guys scheduled with Anaza for the next morning. And Adam, you are awoken early in the morning to just this pounding on the door that seems to also be in time with the massive headache that you have waking up right now. So yeah, you just hear pounding on the door right now.
Adam's gonna mage hand over to the door and open it a little bit. He's not even gonna like move otherwise. He just wants to see.
So you unlock and open the door, and there is Anaza standing there. She has like a hat on. She's like kind of like bundled up, and she's just like, I've been standing here for 5 minutes. Do none of you know how to answer your page?
Adam's like feeling around on himself for his page. I don't know where it is.
Out from the back door, you hear Dirk just scrambling around, jumping out, and he sprints out into the hallway and then sees her and looks down at the page. Sorry.
See, we wanted to meet today.
Yes. So sorry. And Dirk just kind of grabs his head as he definitely got up way too fast and he's way too hungover for this right now. I'm a bit hungover from Tipsy Tourney, but yes, let's do this. I told you we were doing this, so let's do this. I'm sorry you got cold.
It's fine. Where's Bert?
Bertram? Dirk snaps his finger and just looks there, just stands there with his arms crossed, waiting. And meanwhile, in Bertram's room, Zed is now on top of him, messing with his hair.
I will pluck you, you daft chicken! Get off of me! I'm going to trap Zed in my blankets.
Okay. Roll a athletics check.
Oh no.
You're grappling, so yeah.
With advantage because blankets?
Sure.
Man, I'm suddenly just out of room over here. Okay. Athletics. That'll probably work. 15.
15. Okay. Zed?
So
What's his dexterity?
as you go to leap onto Zed with the blankets, he looks up at you and just puffs into a puff of smoke away from you.
You did have.
Bertram will look for his clothes, and locating at least pants, he will see what the fuss is about.
Okay. So you make it downstairs, and you see these guys. They've kind of like all gone to the kitchen table. Coffee's been started, and you know you're walking in on them, just chilling there. And Naza's like, "Come on, Bert, let's come in here."
Why, Anaza, it's nice to see you. It's a bit early for a drop-in, and why are you here?
It's 2 p.m.
Don't lie to me, woman.
Zed poofs back, and he's on your shoulder now and just does a little...
I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him right now.
All right, make an attack roll.
An attack?
Yeah.
Right. With what?
Unarmed strike.
9.
9?
Yep.
Okay, I think that misses that AC.
that actually does, yeah.
I'm going to pluck that chicken, and everyone's going to be sad. Okay?
All right, Zed, you can stop messing with him now. Come over here. And Zed just flies back around and lands on Dirk's shoulder.
I had a business proposition for you guys.
Yeah, go.
What?
Yes, the bag of capsules,
What are
right?
you talking about?
You reach
I
in
haven't
and you
seen
grab
you
a
in
capsule.
at least a day.
Oh, Bert,
Stop calling me that.
you were begging me to last night.
Every time she says Bert, Adam just winces a little bit.
I do too. It's okay.
Somehow I rather doubt it.
Well, do you want me to tell everyone what you were wanting me to call you?
No need to be rude, Anazadir.
Bertie Dirgy.
Now I know you're making this up.
Dirk leaps
Well-
up onto a stool and just puts his elbows onto the counter, holding his face, just watching, just in pure amusement.
I mean, that's kind of what it sounded like when you were trying to say my name is Bertram Dirgestride while also, gagging. I don't know what your problem was, but that's what came out was Bertie Dirgy.
Bertie Dirgy, that's a good one. I'll remember that.
It'll be the last thought you ever have.
All right. Well, okay, let's sit down. Let's talk. So, as you know, I've worked for Alchemco for the last 10 years. And in that time, I've learned a lot more than I could have on my own. But they're not seeing the potential in actually improving their products. I mean, as you know, Adam, you dealt with the poisoning, right?
I don't even want to think about that ever again.
And that's something that they, if they wanted to spend a little bit more money, could have avoided. But they didn't. So, I propose that we start trying to undercut them.
So we'll upgrade the quality of the item, sell it for a bit more, and
Sell it for less.
well, all right.
How
Well,
does that work? If it costs more to make, but we sell it for less, I'm not a business person. How do we make money that way?
The difference is that while our percentage profit is going to be less than that of Alchemco, Alchemco can't sustain that forever.
But do they have more money than us?
No, they don't now. You haven't heard?
No?
After their last deal fell through, they're toast.
Alchemco, the entire corporation, they're going under.
They have been for over a decade.
That just means someone else will buy them on the cheap, and they'll just start doing the same business under a different dirty name.
Well, Woodar seems to be that individual.
What is a woodar?
Woodar? The giant floating disc in the sky.
Oh, that woodar. Of course. Of course.
Yeah. Central District Councilman.
Uh-huh.
But
It's a bit early still, dear. Help us out.
that would be a pretty
kind.
big power play. I feel like... Do you think the other council people are just going to let that happen?
We will see. We will see. Only time will tell. I just hope I don't have to go live with my mother again. She's such an egg.
Okay, so
Well, you can't stay here. Spreading lies as you do.
So back to your business idea.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So capsules coming out of a bag.
Yes. So this was the other show-stopping invention. I have been working on another project at home. Basically a form of magic that, with a certain level of enchantment and all of that, you can achieve something that provides you something every day, every week, depending on the power level of the item. And something I had seen was, the Bolt of the Month Club was one of the pouches that they were selling. And basically every month you would get a new bolt of some magical property just randomly from the bag. And yeah, that's so I did some digging, and it is feasible. Now, it will take research to get there. It is feasible to do the same thing with capsules.
Yeah.
Something that maybe we could get you guys a brand new capsule every day. Possibly, if things go well.
Wow. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Now, this is also something that we could sell to the public in a lesser version, obviously, but one that every month would provide some capsule, right?
We should use that as like our flagship to make money so that we can sell
Exactly.
the other capsules.
Because the price will be insane.
It will have to be. It's not like we'll get repeat business. Since they'll
So,
just have a new capsule every day.
so
No, every
Not
month.
very elastic.
these capsules are completely generated by the item, or is it like
It's part of the magical properties. So a lot of it actually is automating the processes to create these things within a pocket dimension that also can provide them. That is the basis of this enchantment. It's a very
Whoa.
complex enchantment.
wow? That's really something.
If we can make ones that do every day as well, we could just sell them to the higher economic classes. Not really as far as the councilman, maybe, but
Yeah. That's another issue, but my goal is to help push them further down.
Yes, the upper echelons, they get by just fine.
yeah, that's true.
They have people for that.
Yeah. Don't forget about the little guys.
Yeah, I mean, those that can afford it can just hire a full-time alchemist. And that alchemist could provide more than one potion a month for them easily.
Yeah,
Or even
Or a day if they hired enough of them.
and they have to find raw ingredients as well. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Money solves many obstacles.
But
Yeah.
I figured I'd take this guy to you guys because I know you guys have been sitting on some cash and
What?
Okay, so you're looking.
Who's been sitting on cash
For
without telling
funding.
me?
Bertram.
What?
Yeah, Adam's trying to think like, is him?
Bertram. All of us here at this table know that you are in charge of the finances.
I'm in charge.
Yeah, do you think Dirk could actually do his taxes?
Of course not. I thought Adam was in charge.
Wait,
I don't know how to do my own taxes.
You're supposed to be the smart one of us. How am I? I'm not the responsible person here. Believe me.
I don't know. I always just took them to like a professional or whatever and had them do it.
Do what? Your taxes or our money?
No, my taxes. My taxes.
Wait, hang on. Does that mean Adam hasn't been doing Bertram's and Dirk's taxes?
Were
Look,
you expecting me? To
I could do
your-
it if I wanted to.
I have a friend for that, but
Ew.
well, what money?
So the same money that you were sitting on that bought you those new fancy rides.
Yeah, those were very, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And
If you don't want in on this, that's fine. You can just say so.
no, we do have a semi-legitimate business structure already in place. This would be a great way to legitimize it. I'm happy to hear that there's money I don't know about. So yes, I think we very much would like to do this.
Well, all I need is money for research now. As soon as I have a working prototype, loans won't be an issue.
A potential red
Well,
flag.
So how clean do these funds need to be?
What does that mean?
Most
Do you
of...
keep-
Do you know what... Alchemy... No, it does not. None of it needs to be clean.
Okay,
Like,
because
physically?
I might know some places to get some not so clean funds, but take it from the bad guys. I could do that.
Oh, I see. I thought you were finding money in like the rubbish or shit or something.
No. I'm talking about what I used to do back in Vago.
Yeah, and we're still dealing with those ramifications. Do we
Yes,
need to add to the list of our enemies? And
Mm.
this new list will be much, much closer than before.
And even if we do get the funds, what's
How
stopping...
much money do you need, Anaza?
To start... 10,000.
DM, how much money do we have?
I mean, like, in your savings, probably like 2,000-3,000.
I have like a few hundred gold on me.
Same here, I think.
You know, I bet if we took out Gandon, he would have a pretty good egg he sits on.
Maybe.
I don't
But-
think that that's how it works. You don't just get to have the money of the person you arrest.
Oh, you thought I was talking about arresting him. Oh, that's awkward. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, arrest him.
Right. So we don't just get to keep that money.
He did say not so clean money and not the money physically.
You realize we kind of have to arrest ourselves at this point.
Look, all I'm saying is sometimes the rules can be stupid when we can take funds from an evil person and shift it to do good. Sometimes I feel the rules can be bypassed if your heart's in the right place.
I mean, I don't really care for rules per se, but I'm surprised you're on board with this, Adam.
I don't know if I am, because if you get caught or just seen in the acts, it'll bring everything down. Like, we'll probably lose our badges too by association or something. I don't know.
All right. Look, how much can you give me? What do you got?
I would also like to bring up that what's stopping some other company from just copying our products and undercutting us with a greater amount of funds.
That would be the patent office.
All right. If patents do what they're supposed to do in this society,
Well, currently we
I'm
do
for
have
it.
one thing working for us. The the representative for the gnome district of the city is a gnome who has been making great strides towards improving those laws. So it's far less easy to just steal a design like this. It would take them spending the time and the money to do the same amount of research, at least, to get to this conclusion from a similar patent.
well, I mean, I'm just saying, if someone's going to start losing money. They're not going to be happy about it.
I agree. I don't want them to be happy.
Now you're thinking like me.
Maybe we should sell these products anonymously somehow.
I'm fine with that. What I'm saying is I need 10,000 to start research.
Right. That's our first problem.
Do you guys know another investor?
Not one that I would like to share with. No.
She stares daggers at you as she says that.
I know
mean,
many people, Anaza, but deep pockets are hard friends to make.
Yeah, I was thinking Fulcrum, but I don't even know if he can even use capsules, so I don't know if it would appeal to him. Fulcrum's pretty loaded.
I'll have to read about automatons in capsules sometime. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go.
Wait. Bertram, isn't your dad like super fucking rich?
I don't know if that's true.
He doesn't he like run a whole sector of this city?
Yes.
Okay. That he could easily come up with funds for this, couldn't he?
He could.
maybe he
What-
has some secret warehouse property we could
What's-
use too.
What's that look of worry on your face?
Do we really want to involve him?
Do you trust him?
No.
Okay.
Well, that answers that. But
Well, you could ask Daddy Dearest if he would mind lending or giving you a loan for a business
everything that
venture.
you're saying right now.
Just a pure off the cuff loan for a business venture.
be sure to bring up the things you've done for him, I guess. Just to get favor. I don't know.
Like be abandoned by him? I will begrudgingly pull out my page.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start and stop writing like 10 times.
Mm.
And then I will write, "Hi, can I have 10,000 gold, please?"
Is gold the currency?
I don't.
It's wings, but yeah, it's
Wings.
fine. Gold. They're gold wings, so you can call it gold. I mean, like.
I would use the right name. 10,000 wings. For an important reason that I care not to divulge at this time.
Cut to the future and like 10,000 chicken wings show up on our doorstep.
That sounds pretty good right now.
It does sound really good right now.
Now I wish I hadn't even said the word.
All right, I
Wish
guess
you
I know
hadn't
what
said
we're
the word.
ordering here in a little bit.
All right, so you get a response quite quickly. Where and when?
I hate that this is working. It seems that it's possible. So Inaza, should I be able to secure funding? Fine. Sure. Let's do this.
Cool. I can probably lead you to some reading material for research if
Yeah, I'd be great. That'd be great. I have most of the knowledge of the arcane aspects that deal with the copying of it, but I do need a lot of alchemical knowledge to go through with this.
Well, there you go, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with that. Yeah.
Yeah, we can work on that together sometime.
Cool.
All right, I really need to get going. Thank you, guys. We'll be in touch.
All right, sounds
get
good.
Get this going, and at least it'll be something that'll work for you, hopefully. But
Hell yeah, thanks. We'll see you soon.
so she heads out, closes the door, and you guys are all left here. And we'll end the scene there. And you guys, we move on to the next bit of Lore of the Lands, and this time we are going to step into the life of Bertram. And let's first start off. Bertram, you leveled up to level 8.
Oh, I did do that.
Yeah.
I recall that.
What happened there?
It feels
What we
like
got?
a million years ago.
Yep, just a few weeks, but yep.
Well, that's why I said it feels that way. Let's see. I took it's an ASI increase for bards, as
Right.
everyone knows at level 8. And so I did just that. I took an ASI, an ability score increase to my dexterity.
Okay.
Because I can't get any more charismatic unless I find a nice book like Dirk did. So I went with Dex. Bumps my armor class up 1, which is nice to see. Now at a 17, which is okay.
It's pretty decent.
It's
for-
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's better than a caster. So, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
Let's see. What else happened to me? Other than the loot from the Twisted Tourney, should we go over that? Should
No,
we
I
not?
mean, we don't have to.
Okay.
We'll leave
Am I
that.
missing anything?
No, that's pretty much it, I think, for you. Yeah.
Yep.
Level 8 can be kind of boring. But
It certainly was this time.
Yeah.
But you know, no, higher numbers are better numbers.
correct.
So.
So with Bertram,
Mhm.
he has kind of been at least in.
Oh, sorry. I did take a spell.
What'd you take?
So I replaced a spell and I learned a new one. What did I take? Did I have greater invisibility already?
Mm-hmm.
Then I took confusion,
Mm.
which will be kind of nice.
Could be, yeah.
And what else did I do? I got rid of Unseen Servant, I think. Nope, I still have that. I got rid of some second level spell and switched it to Calm Emotions.
Okay. That's sounds good to me.
Playing into the role in which I should be good at things,
Yeah, you are.
hopefully.
Hopefully. Yep.
Except that I roll shit.
That's true. But you don't roll saving
I
throws.
know, it was nice. This is why it's going to work,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah, so over the last I think like 4 or 5 weeks, Bertram, you have been at least on speaking terms with your father.
Okay.
During this time, whenever your father would often offer to have a drink with you and chat.
Okay. He knows how to approach the situation, I guess.
Yeah, and he would offer you these bourbon and cigar bars that were around the city, at his office or elsewhere, wherever you chose, and those were always like this situation. Would you have gone to these meetings that he proposed?
Until something happened in which I would like to stop. Yeah,
Okay.
I would have,
You've been keeping up with it.
yes,
Okay.
I would have done that. Sure.
So a lot of your conversations kind of lean more towards him trying to focus on what you have to say. And that also depends on your own approach to this
Yeah.
discussion.
That's going to be exhausting for Bertram. So
Yeah.
he will do his best to have a more of a back and forth conversation rather than
Right.
us always going to places I like and me always talking about myself and things about me,
Right.
because I know all these things. I don't really give a shit. I want to know shit about him and what the fuck he's been up to and why the things. Yep.
So a lot of your conversations in that regard are kind of vague, and he keeps himself guarded with a lot of things. Part of your discussion also, privately, of course, was the current situation with the order. Now, in this time, you have not been called to a meeting yet, and your father has explained to you why this is,
I'm in the Creepazoid reserves.
and so is he right now.
Okay.
The both of you, because you were present at the incident, as well as Brazov, are all being considered as possible suspects of the issue.
Okay.
Your father has currently been a proponent to fight against that because it's obviously not true, but the scrutiny of the upper level members lies on you currently.
Gotcha.
Because,
There's a creepy cabal
day
internal
you-
affairs, and
Yeah.
they're making sure we
Yeah.
didn't.
well, I mean, yeah,
Do stuff.
you were inducted like
Yep.
a couple hours before
Yep.
it happened. So,
I know.
you know.
This is all my fault.
It's crazy.
Actually.
This is crazy how that hadn't have done.
Yeah.
Okay.
the guy who brings in his son then basically is left wielding the power of that entire group. Mere hours later, yeah, I 100% understand why. And Bertram would just like, it's as soon as anyone like interviews him about it, he'd be like, yeah, I get it. I'll tell you what I can. I'm just as suspect as like I want to know what happened too. So okay.
So that's most of what your conversations are about. But you were told at the very last meeting that the investigations are coming to a close and the conclusions they are coming to are positive for us. You should be expecting a meeting soon.
Okay. I'm mostly free on every other weeknight, roughly.
Bertram, this is not a situation where you can just say no.
Don't we just, schedule the time that's best for everyone?
Not with him.
Who's him?
I won't speak his name here.
Well, let's go somewhere where we can talk.
Okay, so you guys spend the next 45 minutes moving to a secure location. And, all right. So, Duke Zakram.
He sounds important.
He is. He is the principal member of our society. He is also the only one in living memory to have the power of the Obsidian Dragon.
What was his name? Duke?
Duke, Zakram. Zakram.
Zakram. Okay. Cool.
He is also the only one currently living of our order that has the power of the Obsidian Dragon.
And the way you're saying that, I feel as that it should have some significance that just isn't resonating for me.
The god of evil dragons is the Obsidian Dragon.
Oh, I see. So kind of an important power not to let seep back into the draconic ranks.
Kind of, yes. There have been others before, but it's generally a thing, at least, that we assume throughout the order that there is only ever one at a time. He is getting old, though. So, we'll see what happens. And when he says that, he kind of looks off, and this is one of the first times you've seen true emotion from your father. And you see the fear, as subtle as it is, with how he composes himself. But the fact that you see it is enough to tell you how profound it is.
Yep. I'm seeing the tip of the iceberg.
Yep. But when they call, you need to come.
Okay, very well. I just, if anyone is looking for notes on the future, we have plenty of time to schedule them in advance. We can just all find a day and time that works best for everyone in attendance.
When he leaves, yes, that is what it will go back to, obviously. Because Karen can't meet on Sundays.
Okay, if you say. Well, I mean, it's power of the Obsidian Dragon is kind of interesting. Do we understand how do I phrase the question? Do we understand how a certain person will inherit the traits of one color of dragon and not another? Do we understand the mechanism behind it? Or is it still shrouded in creepy cabal mysteries?
it is still under investigation. It's not completely shrouded. The assumed properties of it is that due to the magic of the powerful spell that was cast to cause these events, it is passed down. It is passed down as the souls are leaving the body.
Oh, so when he dies, someone may be born.
Yes, or someone in the womb, conception. We don't know exactly how it works. It's not a
gets
perfect
bit
system.
gooey at that point.
It does. But that is the general idea, so that when he dies, someone will be born shortly after or recently has been born who will take on that power.
Huh. Has there ever been an instance where a person has more than one color of powers?
Only in that instance. The obsidian holds the power of all.
Well, that's terrifying.
It is. It's also awesome to behold.
Well, sure. If you're into that sort of thing.
So, this was most of your guys' conversation, and he tells you to expect something soon.
Sure.
And you will next time.
Does he slyly hand off 10,000 gold?
Oh yeah, he does. Like he had Brazov show up in a car, give you guys
Of course he did.
briefcases.
Fucking
Like,
thank you, my good man. Till next time.
cheap ass walks away.
Yeah. I'll page Inaza
You get her
that
away.
we have our seed round funding.
Okay. All right. So we're going to move on from this little bit of story. Next time we'll get into that again, but that was a little bit more lore on what's going on with the Order and how their organization is kind of around. But next up, we are going to go into what's going on with Dirk. So hey Dirk, what's up, my man?
Hey. So going over his level and stuff.
Yep, we'll go over all that.
All right, cool. So yeah, Dirk also leveled up to 8. We all did, and along with that nifty item that buffed up Dirk's dexterity. First, I did the level. My ASI was dexterity +2,
Mm-hmm.
putting him up to 20, and then
Mhm.
the book
Mm-hmm.
another +2.
Yep.
So Dirk is at a permanent dexterity of 22. So he's a little bit beyond typical human dexterity.
A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
A lot of bit.
Yeah, a lot of bit.
Just
Lot of
having a
bit.
20 dexterity, like,
That's like super.
that's like
Yeah.
top 1% of Olympian tier athletes.
Right. And Dirk also, along with that, his armor class shot up a bit.
Yeah, no shit.
So
By 2 more points.
Yeah. So when he wields his plasma blade, he has an armor class of 20. Normally, if he doesn't, it's an armor class of 19. But for a rogue, that's pretty bonkers.
Yeah.
Um,
It unfortunately doesn't stop there. So
yeah. No, it doesn't.
He's our tank, though.
Yeah,
I know,
I am the tank.
I am the tank.
I am the tank. Dirk also picked up a new spell. I have 2 second level spell slots, 4 first level spell slots, but the new spell I picked up was 2nd level Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
So that'll be fun.
Poser.
I most
I know why he wants it.
yeah for a
Yeah, me
reason
too.
for Dirk and also other reasons. And then also I swapped out a spell, and the spell I picked up instead, because I did not have reliable first level spells that I could just cast all the time. Now I do. I picked up shield. So
Did you? Okay,
super
That's
super
huge.
tanky.
Shield is but then he can't use his
Reaction?
his other
Yeah,
the
so-
uncanny dodge
so-
and shield, and like
I-
shield
I
runs
pick.
out and then you go back.
Right. Like strategically using both, but like
Yeah.
being able to protect myself with a reaction like every turn, like that's awesome.
Mhm.
And then I think that's it for Dirk's level up.
Cool.
But he's got a nice +6 dexterity modifier now.
So as
How does it feel now that you're faced with
I'm just gonna have to break Dirk's heart today.
your monstrous creation?
Oh.
If I can't hurt him on the battlefield of war, I'll hurt him on the battlefield of love.
No,
no.
ouch. Ouch. All right, viewers, you heard it here. All right, let's see how the DM's gonna tank the state.
So yeah, the date. This scene is going to open up where Dirk is not, and Scarlet is currently entering her hotel room. Now, this is not something that you as characters know, but this is for the audience to understand what's going on. So she closes the door to her hotel room behind her. Her face, she looks tired, as if the weight of the world is on her. And she walks over to the desk that is there by the fire. And there's this crystal orb sitting there. She waves her hand over it, speaking the Elvish word for home.
Melamar.
And the orb begins to shine, and you see through it into the study of an elven man as he sits there at his desk. Behind him are lush fields, and you can see butterflies flying by. He says with a smile, "Greetings, Lady Gilzana." And Scarlet responds to him in kind. They converse casually for a while, but Scarlet finally is prompted by her father. The deal is good now, right? You've signed for us? And the conversation kind of has this weight hanging over it as the conversation continues, and she says,
Yes, I did. The warships will be on their way within the next 3 weeks.
and you'll be bringing them home yourself, won't you?
Yeah. That's the plan.
Is there something wrong, daughter?
We'll talk more when I'm home.
And they end the conversation there. And now we will jump over to Dirk. So, Dirk, you have just gotten off a long shift at work. Okay, so Bertram has taken the day off to get you ready for your date. He had a few arrangements that he had to prepare beforehand and schedule and get the whole event coordinated that he had planned. So, Dirk, you are running a little late, though. You're supposed to meet him back at the house, and you took a little bit longer than you should have with the last interrogation that you were in lately. So you're rushing home as quickly as possible, and on your way, you end up blowing through a mud puddle. Just like you weren't paying attention, and it just like spurts up. You got it all over your pants now. Just adding some, like frustration on top of the day.
Oof.
So,
all right. Yeah, Dirk is going to rush into the home to get ready. He walks by where the coats are, and he grabs the little wand that was sitting there that does prestidigitation because Adam was pissed off doing it for Dirk all the time. So he just grabs the wand, prestidigitates real quick and sets the wand back there.
The command word is "I'm a dirty hobo."
I'm a dirty hobo. And he places it back.
And Naza got you guys that.
Of course she did. Naza's real sassy.
So Dirk runs off to his room, which is still messy, but his room is no longer smelling of rot. He actually went in and cleaned out, but just left a mess still. But he has on his bed, relatively clean, some nice brown slacks and a light blue button-up shirt that he goes and just throws his work clothes off, pulls those on, buttons it up real hastily, not bothering to look how well the buttons are done. He recently got a haircut the day before, so his hair is pretty nice and short compared to what he used to have. He used to have a shaggy mop, but he took a little bit of product and just kind of ran it through his hair real quick. It looks kind of messy, but not terrible. And he grabs his bag of holding, slings it over his shoulder, and runs out the door to go on his date.
Okay. Yep. So Bertram's not there at all, is he?
I don't know. Probably, maybe.
Okay. So Bertram, I think, is we're gonna have Aaron actually dictate what Bertram has set up here. So why don't you spell out how the date is supposed to unfold? Both of them are aware of the plan that you have laid out, but let's spell it out and see what we get here.
So, Dirk, you and your lovely date know to arrive at the Blue Lit Candle.
Blue lit candle. Okay.
An up and coming kind of romantic light establishment. It's not super heavy in that it's super fancy and maybe outside of Dirk's comfort zone. It's like a couple steps closer to where Dirk might feel comfortable, but still nice.
Right. Gotcha.
And because Bertram's like, well, if Dirk's not going to be himself, he has no chance. So he wants to nudge Dirk a little bit, but not necessarily, throw him in a deep end of something he's not
Right.
prepared for.
Right.
And it's a wonderful kind of light dinner, a few courses, and every course is paired well with a couple beverage offerings. And then towards the end, you will be delivered a note that just says, try not, or it just says, don't kill anyone.
So we'll go from here. You guys arrive at the destination.
Blue lit candle.
The Blue Lit Candle. And she is already sitting down when you get there. You're maybe a minute late, but for you, it feels like she's been waiting forever in your head.
Right.
But you approach the table and sit down, and she kind of looks at you, and she has a giddy smirk on her face as she points to your shirt as you sit down.
Dirk looks down and sees that his buttons are definitely not even. He definitely like skipped a button. Oh shoot! Sorry. And he hastily fixes it. Oh, hey Scarlett, it's so nice to see you. I'm sorry I'm a little late. Sorry I'm a mess.
It's fine. Should we order drinks?
Yeah, of course. Is everything all right? Something seems off.
Yeah. Something is off. I came to this city a few weeks ago for a purpose. I'm here for work. You actually saw me on my first day here. I came to negotiate a deal for my father and the elven people. Well, my job is done now. I'm being sent home in a few weeks.
Oh. Okay. So, yeah, that's a pretty good distance, huh?
Yeah. About the farthest, yeah.
Well, what do you say we make the best of the time that we have you here, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to do
All
that.
right, let's do that.
So from then on out, she perks up a little bit. It seems she talks more with you about how she felt, and you guys discuss how her biggest misgiving was that wasn't going to be something you wanted to continue doing. Was to, you wouldn't want to even experience this relationship if it was only going to be for a short time. So that's what she talks about. So
Right.
so you guys are having a wonderful dinner, pleasant conversation, and then we move on to what's next.
Oh boy.
So the two of you, well, Dirk at the very least, you know that Bertram has planned like a walk for the two of you to go on,
Okay.
just kind of throughout the city. And as you guys kind of go to leave and begin to make your way wherever that is, you and Scarlet both are kind of bumped into kind of violently.
Oh, okay.
And you feel something being tugged and taken off of your belts.
Was this before or after Dirk got the note that said "Don't kill anyone"?
This is after. This is
Okay.
absolutely after.
Now hold on. Did Bertram pay the guy well enough to put the note there?
Oh yes. He's like, if you don't do anything else correctly tonight, you have to get this note and hide and make sure he reads it.
Good thing he's using napkins now.
And it's a good thing too, because as you kind of look down and then just your periphery is just filled with motion, as like maybe a half dozen kids or small individuals just kind of scatter from around you guys.
What?
And it's clear you've been pickpocketed.
Okay. Yeah, Dirk is tearing off after the pickpocket.
Yeah, and there's kids scattering all around, and so you pick some likely candidates, and you and Scarlet both just go tearing off after them through alleys, through the turning streets of Agelphia. Maybe like a 15-minute kind of like chase ensues, and towards the end, it's just like your own breath and your own footsteps and Scarlet's footsteps and heavy breathing.
Dirk would have definitely cast Phantasmal Force on the person that he's chasing.
These kids? Oh, God, dude.
So you're gonna cast Phantasmal Force on a child?
Oh wait, no.
Nightmares forever.
He considered it. He stopped for a moment, and then shook his head and
okay.
continued chasing.
Okay.
Yeah, you imagine the horror on Scarlett's face as you did it. Like, that's what snapped you out of that. Oh, God.
Dirk pictured something just terrible happening and Scarlet being terrified, and then it's like, okay, yeah, no, shake that off. Let's go.
And throughout the like chase, you begin to notice that the streets almost kind of climb in elevation. Every now and then you have to skip over a few steps, going through an alleyway, and you lose track of your target just temporarily as they peel around a corner. And as you and Scarlet meet that same corner to your left, and just kind of opening up above you are more steps, more stairs, and as you kind of take them 2-3 at a time and leap up to the top, you see a wide kind of open spaced rooftop patio area with a chilled bottle of champagne, your 2 coin purses stacked neatly next to it, and 2 chairs to watch the sunset over Agelphia as your and Scarlet's kind of breath and heart rate begins to subside slightly.
Does the wand of prestidigitation also sit on there, because we're definitely sweaty now from running?
Sure. Yeah.
So she seems equally annoyed as you in this. What the?
Freaking Bertram.
And there's just like a note on there. It just says, just to get the endorphins moving.
and she sits down and she instantly like pulls her, like it starts counting it. And like this gives you kind of like a mini flashback to your time in the orphanage. Like this is something that all the kids used to do. Every day they would sit on their bed with their little coin purse and they would count the 4 copper that sat at the bottom of it. Yeah. So it gives you that like nostalgic memory, but not a negative one either.
So yeah, Dirk feeling actually we've kind of established Dirk is kind of a god when it comes to running.
Yeah.
I don't even know
and
if he's
he got a +2 to his dex, so like
I don't know if he's even sweating right now, but Scarlet probably is.
He was probably doing some parkour that involved him going like backwards somewhat and definitely did not save him any time, but it was just because he could without trying.
Yeah, he was literally just showing off for Scarlet, and also he knew that if he was going full speed, he definitely would have caught the kid.
Yeah, you were like trying to also keep like Scarlet near you too, like not like leaving her in the dust like you would have very quickly.
Right.
So
you did good. You did good. Bertram was hoping, like, there's definitely a chance where Bertram was like, you could just like stab one of these kids or just catch one right away and just leave Scarlet behind. He's like, just please don't do that. Please don't do that.
But yeah, Dirk kind of takes a quick moment to just scan to see like how Scarlet's doing, like physically, if she got like messy running through the streets or anything.
No, her clothes are slightly disheveled and she like kind of like straightens them out and everything. You know, she's sweating, but not like excessively. It's,
right.
You know, like.
Would you like a prestidigitate as Dirk picks up the little wand?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Please excuse the
the command phrase.
The command phrase here. This is Adam set the command phrase for me because I'm a dirty hobo. and he just points at her.
She starts chuckling at that.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'll just put this away now, and he just tucks it into his bag of holding. And actually, he notices there's some mud on his pants, and he begrudgingly pulls it back out. I'm a dirty hobo. He cleans himself and puts it away and sits down finally.
Yeah.
So, well, that was interesting.
How about we open a bottle?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wait, hang on. So wait, does Dirk pull out the plasma blade to open the bottle?
You saber it with the plasma blade.
Dirk goes to reach for the plasma blade, thinks about
It's
it
gone.
thinks about it for a second. Is it there? Well, actually, the plasma blade was probably on his belt back
Somewhere
at home.
2 kids are fucking
His plasma blade is definitely on his belt on his other pants at home. But he does still have that +1 short sword and some daggers in his bag. So he reaches in, just grabs a dagger and just sticks the tip in a little bit and twists it fast.
Okay. I don't know how well this is going to work with champagne. But
I don't know how well it's going to work either.
Okay, roll a straight dex check.
Okay. second, I thought that was a 1. I was about to shit a brick. That is a 7, so 13.
13.
So not great.
So you did not foresee the events that would continue to unfold. You stick it in, and you accidentally stick it in too far, and unfortunately, this causes the strange effect of a knife being shot from the CO2 of it out of the bottle, with cork and all, to be honest, and it just goes sailing off the building. And you are like just holding it like with gritted teeth. Please don't hit a kid. Please don't hit a kid. Please don't hit a kid.
Billy!
And you just hear a tink and silence. It sounded like it hit the stone.
Dirk has his shoulders cringed up right now and just brings up his fingers real quick and snaps. And Zed appears flying next to him. Zed, can you please go grab that dagger down there, please, buddy? Thank you. I'll have a treat for you when you get back.
He rushes off. Scarlet is sitting there chuckling.
And then Dirk, as promised, he turns away so that Scarlet can't see what he's pulling out, but he pulls out a little mouse out of his bag of holding for Zed when he comes back.
Is it alive or dead?
Skeletal.
I think it would still be alive.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. So you get a little
yeah, just hanging from the tail, trying to put his body in between him and Scarlet so that she can't see. And then Zed brings back the dagger and he just kind of gives him the mouse that he just scarfs down.
Yeah, she does not. She does see past you because you can't hide that fully with your body, and she doesn't seem disgusted at all. She just, just doesn't make any comment of it at all. And she does, however, notice Zed, and she seems very intrigued by Zed. And
oh, you're familiar?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so rude. This is my familiar, Zed.
Zed meets Scarlet. And Zed will fly and land on Dirk's finger, and he'll just kind of present Zed like a foot or 2 feet away from her.
And she approaches slowly, watching Zed. Zed seems kind of just neutral to begin with, but she raises her hand up to Zed, and Zed gingerly hops over to her. And instantly has this familiarity with her. And you hear Zed chortle in a way that seems approving. Yeah. So yeah, that's Scarlet adores Zed, and Zed seems to also adore Scarlet.
Awesome.
Well, it looks like you got a little friend there, buddy. Well, I'm glad you like him, Scarlet. He's been my friend for many years now.
Oh, wow. I don't think I knew you before you had Zed, right?
Yeah. He came after the orphanage. After a while.
Yeah. What happened to you? After,
Yeah, you remember when you got adopted and I was still there at Vago in the orphanage?
yeah.
Yeah, well, didn't last very long there without you, since you were the only person who would be my friend. But yeah, I kind of went too far with the prank on on Butch. But Butch, the caretaker that was there, he didn't like me. You remember him?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I might have put a little bit of feces in one of his meals, and he did not like that.
When you're talking, she seems very concerned, and like she reaches over a hand and places it on yours, you know. And when she does, but when you say this last little bit, she can't help but start chuckling a little bit, and it kind of breaks through that, like, you know, concern. And
Yeah, I guess I never fully outgrown pranks yet. Yeah, they get me in trouble sometimes, and that was one of them. But yeah, he was looking for me all over, and that was, that was like a week after you left. But while I was hiding, it was storming out, and I went to the only place that I knew he wouldn't look. It was on the roof. But yeah, he was looking for me, and I was hiding as much as I could. One day I needed to sneak into the kitchen to get some food, and he found me. He came after me. And there was a knife right there, and I just did what my instincts told me to do. I grabbed it before he could get to me, and I plunged it into his chest. But, yeah, he fell back, grasping it, and had a look of terror in his eyes, and I couldn't handle that. So I ran.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It.
I tried.
Oh,
I tried to get him to take you too. He considered it. He just said that when they did test you, you didn't have any elven blood, so you couldn't be adopted by their society.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's cool.
So I'm sorry, I wish.
I got by on my own. I always do.
I only got lucky.
I always do.
My great-great-grandfather was an elf. I didn't know until that day.
Wow. Well, that's something to learn.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough of that sad crap. But yeah, to tell you where Zed came from, after I was out on the streets for a while, I was mentored by this lady who, I tried picking her pocket because I was doing what I could to survive. And she knew exactly what I was doing and noticed me the entire time. I didn't know at the time, but later on she told me that I was pretty good. After catching me, of course.
Zed starts to get more affectionate towards you and hops back over to your shoulder when you start talking about this.
Yeah. It was, her name was Veronica Vilgoth. But more or less, she taught me a lot of the little illusion magic and stuff that I learned, and some more of these more roguish skills that I have acquired over the years. But also taught me to have a moral compass, whereas before I was just kind of just pure chaos. Now I'm trying to be more aware of my actions, and try not to be so much for everyone like I am, or usually am. Anyways, yeah, but Zed was given to me from her after a bit of a tragic night. Veronica, she was a vigilante, and I kind of took after her, was her sidekick, so to say. But one day when I was out with Adam and Bertram, she was saving somebody who needed help. But it was a trap. And she got jumped by a bunch of Gandon's goons, and I found her right as they were getting ready to kill her. They were all so hurt already. A few of them were already dead. But my rage, I just unleashed on them. But by the time I got to her, it was too late. And she told me to carry on her line since she was the last of her family, and transferred Zed to me. Gave me the name Vilgoth. So, anyways, yeah, that's where Zed came from, and why I have a last name now.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah, I'm sorry it's so tragic. This is supposed to be an awesome date. Wow. All right, let's
So she
look
grabs
on the good side.
she grabs your hands in hers, and she just kind of gets you to stop and look at her. And she tells you something.
This date was to learn who we are together, and I feel like I know who you
Yeah.
are a little bit more. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you for opening up to me.
Of course. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you for listening and not, running away. Never really been on a successful date before.
This is an awful thing. I never told you this, but I saw my parents die. That's just something
Sorry to hear that.
you can't forget. So I understand your pain too.
I'm so sorry.
She helped raise you. She was there for you.
Yeah.
So, and she just hugs you.
Yeah, Dirk fully embraces her.
And I think we can.
There are fireworks that happen that Bertram has arranged.
And they go
Holy
off
shit.
as you guys are hugging right there.
Damn it, Bertram. Oh. I guess I can see why he organized this date to be something that's very me, but I thought Bertram was going to make it nice and romantic, but apparently we're chasing kids down the street and being blasted with fireworks. All right.
Just like old times.
Oh, do you remember that one time when we put that in the toilet?
We cut it there. All right. So next up, we are going to move on to Adam. Move on to you. What's changed for Adam for level 8? What you got?
So, took another level in Wizard to get to 5th, and took a couple new spells. After learning Haste through the scroll that he won at the Tipsy Tourney.
Right.
Also decided to take 3rd level spell Blink.
Mhm.
And Counterspell.
Blink and Counterspell. Okay, cool.
Blink, I was reading it because I've never really looked at it before. It's kind of cool. It just lasts for a minute, and you can come in and out of the ethereal plane.
Yeah, if you roll.
Yeah, if you roll high enough.
But taking you out of combat when it's not your turn will definitely help your survivability.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was like. Yeah, I gotta take this.
Yeah, it sounds good, man. Yeah. So you didn't get an ASI because of that. So
Mhm.
what was the other spell? I'm sorry. You took that, haste, and what was your second?
Counter spell.
Oh, counter spell. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we don't have fireball yet.
No, not yet.
All right. It's coming. It's coming.
Like, especially after what's her face was accusing Adam of torching like innocent kobolds.
Yep.
I'm like, maybe I should stay away from that spell for a bit.
Yeah.
Not even have it in my fucking book.
that was a good idea.
Yeah. I was expecting you to then take lightning bolt.
I was like, we'll just not have evocation stuff right now.
Yeah. Take it easy on evocation. For
It's
a
a
bit.
it's a nice alibi until you start falling back on that what's it called, scorching ray.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we are gonna hop into a little bit of something for our buddy Adam. And so Adam, you are sitting in Mudbreaker's office. You feel kind of uneasy with a small stack of copies of newspaper clippings in one hand. Each article, brutally depicts the major events of your life for the last few months with twisted and half-truths, framing you as an untrustworthy psycho who delights in death and pain. You begin to reread them in disbelief as you wait for Mudbreaker to return from lunch.
Adam's thinking like, oh, I'm so getting fired.
The first article is titled Menace Arrives Aboard Airship.
Are we, the citizens of Agelphia, supposed to believe it's merely a coincidence that Adam Vaduva was found in a room with not one, but 3 dead bodies? This citizen finds that to be a particularly hard pill to swallow. Adam, the menace of Agelphia, as some are beginning to call him, was found alone in the room of a triple homicide and, once discovered, fled arrest. Ask yourselves, dear people, would an innocent man run from the scene of a crime he did not commit? I think not. Later on, this author discovered that Adam, this menace, asked to have his name stricken from the record. It is only thanks to one brave crew member that the truth is able to come to light. The aforementioned crew member was truly a doer of justice when they diligently recorded that Adam was attempting to get away with murder. If it were not for this dutiful member of society, this citizen would not be able to sleep at night.
The second article reads,
Oh no.
Menace joins police force.
As if things were not dire already, the menace of Agelphia, Adam Vaduva, has joined the police force. Dear citizens, would you believe that the city's administration has welcomed this vigilante with open arms? This author is appalled at the lack of thorough background checks conducted on prospective police officers. And it would also seem that Adam is not working alone. Ladies and gentlemen, I am informing you that Adam and 2 of his cronies have infiltrated the police. It frightens me, as it should frighten you, that this menace is not only at large, but equipped with weapons. When villains have weapons, they are capable of villainous actions. Adam and his accomplices are directly responsible for the deaths of 4 innocent and homeless kobolds. Imagine, reader, that you are doing your best to survive in the sewers when you have nowhere else to go and BAM! 3 strange men gang up on you and murder you in what they claim to be self-defense. If that were not bad enough, the medical records of these kobolds has been conveniently classified by Alchemco. Yes, that's right. Alchemco has been covering up evidence for this menace, which provokes thought on Adam's known exceptional alchemical knowledge. It did not end with these kobolds. The chief suspect and key witness of an investigation into Alchemco died in a fire at a police safe house. I am not sure about you, citizens, but I do not believe in happenstance.
And the third and final, Menace on the Move.
The villainy continues as Adam Vaduva, menace of Agelphia, and one of his cronies visit Elmuck's friendly oozes. While this in and of itself may not have been a dastardly deed, they requested to see the more deadly oozes held in the back. Now, ask yourself this. Why would police investigators request to have access to deadly oozes? After all, they did not show their badges to Elmuk upon arrival, so this was certainly not for their so-called detective work. It would seem that Adam and his band of corrupt thugs have begun using their power as officers of the law to pursue their own personal vendettas. But all is not smooth sailing. In a suspiciously well-timed attack on the shop, several kobolds were brutally cut down, despite an anonymous source claiming that these kobolds were hired by Adam in the first place. To maintain his appearance as lawkeeper, Adam and company attempted to pursue the kobolds. However, that led to Adam becoming gravely injured and, later on, poisoned by the healing capsules he took. Was this the doing of his accomplices? Has Adam become too big for his britches, one might wonder? Will we see another strike from Adam and his gang of posers? Where will Alchemco draw the line for Adam? And will it be a chalk one?
Damn.
So this is what you're pondering as you wait in Mudbreaker's office for him.
Someone's in trouble.
And you note that there was only one name ever mentioned. Dirk's and Bertram's were never put into those articles.
Right.
There's only you.
Yep.
And yeah, you're not liking this because your research that you've been doing has been coming up dry on the legal precedents of this sort of work coming to light. However, you do know that Mudbreaker might be able to give you some more information on it. And so Mudbreaker opens the door and enters the office. He's a little out of breath and seems to be sweating, but is caught a little off guard by Adam's presence. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
We got 9 plus 10 for 19.
Okay. So Adam, as you are standing here, you can tell that he looks like he's had his hair and beard trimmed and combed recently, and you've also noticed that he's lost a little bit of weight. The third thing that you notice also is that he is his holster has been polished, and so has his firearm, which you know is in fairly not poor condition, but in disuse. He did not frequently fire it. But it looks like it has been recently cleaned and that his gun belt has also been, given a rub down. Sorry, Adam. Didn't mean to make you wait. What can I help you with? And he sets down a bag next to the desk and pops up into his chair.
Have you read the paper recently?
I have once I noticed, yes.
So,
yeah.
I take it there's probably going to be some kind of investigation. I should probably be excused from my duties until it's over. What do you think?
Well, until charges are pressed, no, and they have not been. But I fear it's coming.
Right.
Fulcrum and I are at least acquaintances. We chat occasionally. Rumor is his sister. He's wouldn't say estranged, but they don't exactly meet for Sunday dinner.
Okay.
And her and their brother run a certain operation. She destroys them in the eyes of the public, and then he sweeps in with legalese and buries them.
Wait, are we talking about Fulcrum?
No, not Fulcrum. Another brother of his.
Oh. I wonder how many there are. Oh.
Well, I mean, there's 7. You know that, right?
I do now.
You don't know who Fulcrum is.
Right.
You've met him before, but yes.
I know. I was like winking at Mudbreaker, like, right.
No, you idiot. They're the most advanced automatons ever created in this city, ever created in the world, I'd assume, by the CEO of Automation Incorporated. There's 7 of them.
Okay.
They all pursue their own endeavors and are the masters of those works.
Well, what do you think I should do for now?
For now, citizenship. You need to become a full citizen of Adelphia. Otherwise, there will be no protection legally against what they have. You'll have no chance.
What are the requirements for that?
Residency, knowledge, and a little bit of knowing the right person to sponsor you. Now, before you ask, unfortunately, I cannot. There was a lot of laws put in place that any employer cannot sponsor a employee to avoid certain immigration snafus and illegal movement of people. But someone else who can vouch for you, a landlord, could if they chose to, but more likely a successful business owner that you have built a relationship would be a good option.
Okay.
Their weight within the city factors into your acceptance by the board as a member of our society fully.
All right. Well, I guess I have to do that as quickly as I can then.
Yeah, you could talk to Fulcrum. I'm sure he would not mind to help. He often does with the matters of his sister, fighting against it a little, but yeah, you should talk to him as soon as possible.
Okay.
And you get a ding on your page as you're walking away from Mudbreaker's office.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull it out, flip it open.
And you have not heard from Fulcrum since your initial meeting, or since you sent him a message back in the Tipsy Tourney about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And he finally responds. Sorry, I've been out of communication. I've come back into the city. We should meet.
I was going to write back, this is really, really good timing. Where do you... Where and when?
Cafe on 4th and Downing.
And when? He'll write again?
ASAP.
Okay. I'll be right there.
Bring the other 2.
Okay. It might take me a bit of time to track them down. Hopefully they're just at home. I'll message them too.
Yep. So yeah, you come to this agreement and we will leave you guys here.
Cool. Bum, bum, bum.
And that is where we're going to end this episode of Dice Heist, guys. Thank you all for listening in, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this Lord of the Lands episode. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you all for listening to this episode of Dice Heist. If you liked what you listened to, why not help us out by spreading the word of the show? Tell a friend, family member, or coworker. The more people that listen to the show, the more we can improve the show for you, our listeners, and everyone else that comes on board. Another great thing you could do to help the show is write a review and subscribe on whatever podcast network you use to listen to us, like Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, and so many more. If you would like to help support the show monetarily, you can head over to patreon.com/diceheist, where you can find a bunch of great bonus content, like our after show Heist House, where we break down episodes and talk about what we liked or disliked about how things went down. Or one of our one-shot onslaughts, each a self-contained mini-series with other friends of the show as guests, new characters, new DMs, and fun new worlds. Schnicktick the Gnome Bartender and owner of the Ogre and the Ooze from episode 41 was a Patreon-submitted character by Nick Detilio. If you would like to have a character of your own added to the show, like Schnicktick, you can do so by joining us at the $10 tier. We release episodes every other Sunday, so keep an eye out for the next show. I'd like to thank all the people that make this show possible, starting with Aaron, Bronson, and Nick, my wonderful players and partners in this crazy show. Our intro and outro is Something for Now by Nick Coker. I also must thank my wife Erica for her support and her wonderful work on our show notes, and her work both writing and voicing Rumor. And of course, we cannot forget BattleBards.com for their help improving our show with their expansive library of music and sound effects. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at Dice_Heist and on Facebook at Dice Heist Podcast. Feel free to reach out to us there or send us an email at diceheistpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for the next episode of Dice Heist. And he speaks. He says, I wrote shit down, okay? Leave me alone. I can't find my writing. Damn it.